Welcome friends, it's Ray. Thank you so much for joining me today. In today's video, I'm going to be using this Waffle Flower Postage Collage A7 die set. And this is going to cut out the beautiful postage frame. It looks like I've left some of the little circles in, so they are splattering out. But at any rate, going to use this. I am just enamored with this, and as soon as I saw it come out in A7, I had to have it. And then I also bought the 5x7 blocks stencil, so that once I cut this out, I can use my stencil on my panel to basically color within the lines. So that's going to be really great. All right, so let's go ahead and get started using this set. So here I'm starting with my stencil over top my Waffle Flower mat, that's grip mat, that's in my Misty. And so that is what's holding my stencil in place. And I'm bringing in my Distress Oxide ink in Squeeze Lemonade and now Mustard Seed. And when I saw this Postage Collage set, I immediately thought about all of the small silhouette stamps that I have in my collection, in my stash, and also thought about the large silhouette stamps that I have in my stash. So I thought I would be able to really get a lot of use out of this Postage Collage set. Here I'm bringing in my Hero Arts Ombre Serengeti Sunset ink, and I'm starting with the lightest color first, and then I'm going to work my way up through the three colors, and they get darker as you go along. And this is going to look, it's going to dry back a lot lighter than it starts out with, so do stick around to see how beautifully these colors blend together. Again, these inks, since they're wet, they are looking a lot darker than they end up being. I used my heat tool to speed up the drying, and then now I'm placing this back in my Misty, and we'll put the stencil back on top. The stamp set that I'm using is from an old Hero Arts monthly card kit, and it gives you so many silhouettes so that you can create Serengeti and safari type themes. And so I am bringing in a tree, one of the many trees from this set, but I encourage you to look through your stash at your silhouettes and pull those in, because that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm not buying anything new at this point, but I want to try and use what I have in my stash. So if you have this, that's great. If you don't, pull in some other things that you have if you want it. If you have this collage set and you want it to make something similar. Okay, so I'm pulling in the grass, and I am stamping with my Hero Arts Intense black ink that I've refilled actually with my Intensified black re-inker. So I'm using my just a rag, and as I stamp, I want to make sure that I remove the ink if it gets on my stencil, because it will smear, and I definitely don't want to do that. So as I stamp, I'm going in and removing that ink that gets on the stencil. And I'm going to just go through, stamp all my grasses, and then start stamping all of my images and creating little scenes for my postage collage. I'm using a piece of Post-it note paper here to mask off that right edge so that I don't get any ink on my postage collage in that area. Now that I've started, I'm going to go ahead and speed this up quite a bit, but if you want to slow it down, just use your gears or settings in YouTube and you can slow this down all the way to normal speed if you would like. So for this fourth block or scene, I want to have my tree coming off of the edge. So I'm using just a regular Post-it note on that right edge so that I don't stamp on my collage directly on the end of my postage collage. Bringing in my, putting my stamps on this fifth scene, and then we'll bring in my Post-it note paper again, just to mask off that left side, because I will be stamping this tree over to the left, and I don't get a really good impression because I'm trying to go into this left corner, and I guess with the stencil there, it's a little thick for this particular image. It worked on the some of the other scenes, but not this one. So you will see that I will go in later with a black pen and just kind of fill in. So I'm going to stamp this as much as I can to get the best impression, but I will go and fill that left corner in a bit with like a micron pen. Doing the voiceover for this video, I had a thought that I really could have removed my stencil because my paper or my cardstock is sticking to my mat, my waffle flower grid mat, and so I probably could have removed the stencil without removing the panel, and then could have used Post-it note paper to mask off that left side and re-stamped it while my stamp was still in place. Here's where I bring in that pen, and I will fill in any areas that, you know, where the black didn't transfer as well. I will just use my pen to fill that in. Here, I'm bringing in my white gel pen because it got just a hair of black ink on the white area. So I'm basically whiting that out. Sorry, my head comes into frame quite a bit there as I am trying to really get in and get things covered up. Here I am bringing in more Post-it note because I've decided I want a tree on this in this particular scene on the left side, so masking that left edge off. And here I'm stamping a sentiment from that same stamp set, and we'll mat that, cut that down and mat it in black. And I cut a black mat, and we'll mat my Postage Collage onto that mat. My mat measures 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. And here I just trim off a sliver. After I had filmed this video, I got the Postage Collage stamps and wanted to go back and add just a few of those onto my Postage Collage card. So that is what I'm doing here, and I will show you the final pictures with this, with the stamping. As the image, because the sentiment is popped up in the center on foam tape, what I can do at this point is limited, so I'm only stamping at the top, and then I will stamp the bottom two images and just leave the center two alone at this point. Hope you liked today's video and will give me a like or a thumbs up, and consider subscribing if not already a subscriber. As always, thank you so much for joining me today. Until next time, good day, friends.